What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd, and I'm back with another game of some more. No, I can't do my intro. I stuffed it up. A bullet, spawning at the bottom of the map in the red color playing a set. His name is Ridu. His opponent today in the blue color playing as Zeus. His name is Skady. The map is Marsh. It's currently 1-0 for Ridu, taking that first game incredibly quickly there. Obviously, just moving on to game number 2, it is Marsh, and we do see a god change here for Ridu, going for the set. Set on Marsh, very, very strong god, can get a lot of value out of these, converting these middle hunt here. And unlike the Zeus versus Isis matchup, where Zeus gets a lot of value out of the Jason and Odysseus, you can use that shifting sands to kill off the Jason and Odysseus with a box and essentially just play the game as if that never existed, and you can get a lot of you relieve a lot of pressure with that shifting sands. I can check out the relics now. Got the Sistrum of Bast here, absolutely huge relic. Yes, only 5 food off a villager, but that does come into a lot of extra resources to play with. Now we've got the Fetters of Fenrir here, another really strong relic, actually really strong for Skady in this game. You may want to consider grabbing that relic and putting one villager in his army to pick off animals and such, because it will it will kill the animals in one hit. We've also got the Shingles of Steel. There's the bolt onto the priest, so no animal converting for Ridu here. And we've also got the Scarab Pendant, another really good relic. So definitely worthwhile grabbing every single one of these relics on the Marsh. And speaking of relics, you know, I feel like the relics which aren't picked up, we should consider changing them to something different. We do have the power with the Voobly Balance patch, and it's not something that's really been talked about. But if we were to add some other useful relics, which should normally get grabbed, and remove some of those useless relics, such as, like, I don't know, Head of Orpheus, relics that give like line of sight to stuff. I think it would be an interesting change. There's no relic that gives plus 10% to wood gather rate either. So should probably think about doing that at some stage, just to spice things up a little bit, given that we have the power. Now, the strategies here for these two players on this map, it's kind of a defensive map. If we check it out, the gold mines are a little bit difficult to gold starve here. So an Athena rush from Skady is going to be really tough, and any aggressive classical fight from Ridu is probably going to not work out too well. Back gold mine for Ridu, and a kind of side gold mine for Skady, but it's pretty easily defended with a temple and some more buildings around here. So no problems from the home base front for either player here. And we are seeing Ridu moving forward already, going to be moving on to these boar here to grab those as the granaries coming up. And we do see Monument to the Villages and everything else going up. So I do expect to see an immediate second town center from Ridu, and probably an immediate second town center for Skady. Sometimes Skady goes for some fake plays. He might go Athena here instead of Hermes and fake an Athena rush. He loves to do that, but it kind of has been done enough, and Ridu is a smart player, so he may sniff that one out. Well, we'll see what Skady goes for here, and what Ridu does as well. And where's the temple? It's a little bit of a late advance time from Ridu. He's actually gathering wood, which is definitely not the meta on this map. If you've ever watched Joe playing Egyptian on Marsh, he's always going for a 4 minute 30 advance time, and this is looking like a 5-minute advance time from Ridu. And if we jump over to Skady's perspective, he's already advancing, and he is going through Athena. 4 villages on gold, 6 villages on wood. So this is actually, I mean, it could either be the fast two town center. How much gold in the bank for Skady? Only 100 here, and he's grabbing hand axe as well. So this actually might just simply be an Athena 1 town center play from Skady. I wouldn't be surprised if it were, or a delayed second town center, maybe with 5 villages on gold. Probably a delayed second town center. So, bit confused why this build order. Skady should know how to operate the hyper efficient 2 town center play with Zeus, but A little bit delayed here, but no problem. And there's the box that I was talking about. That's gonna trap the Jason and the Odysseus. That's gonna come out. So, and that's super important. There's the military academy coming down for Skady as well. So this is definitely a one town center play, but with 5 villages on gold. I don't know if this quite works or if this is just a fake. He's going military academy stable here, pretending like he's playing against Doranos. There's the armory coming up for Ridu, who's just going straight for a fast heroic here. That is sort of the correct response against an Athena rush. You do have to put wall segments around this forward tower, but there's no pressure that Skady can mount here, and Ridu can just sit in his base, throw up a Migdol stronghold, make chariot archers cavalry, and be totally fine here. We do see the Odysseus and the Jason moving forward right past that system of Bast there. So bizarre to see those not get picked up. Now the unit's going to be moving forward. In effect, shifting sands here may not actually be enough if he has to pull the Minotaur ended hoplite as well, because he can probably just break out of the wooden wall with the Minotaur there. So got to be careful about that shifting sands not bringing that one in. But we are seeing him move around to the side, checking the town center, seeing there is no second town center here. And Ridu's armory is up. How many resources does he have? He's got the gold in the bank, just waiting on that food. He's got excessive food here. And he can also make some deer out of his pharaoh if he wants to. They cost very, very little. What is it? 2 favor to make a deer for 75 food or something, is it? I'm never sure, but he's eating his hyena of set. I love that. And now the unit's moving in, going to be hitting this location here. We can see the shifting sands happen. The Pharaoh is pushing this back. Odysseus comes in to hit that Wadjet there, and he needs to try and pick this one off. He does pull these units into the box over here, and the unit's going to immediately go after that wooden wall, and he's probably not even going to lose anything. So that's a really nice play. We do see the Pharaoh able to take down the Minotaur though, and then the rest of these units are going to be making their way out of this location. He's going to be probably losing a Hippocon as well as this hoplite, but the Jason will survive, and the other hoplite may be able to get out. No, he won't. The Jason will get out. So huge value out of that shifting sands there. Nephthys on the way. We see a lot of villages moving over onto the wood now, as it is obvious that Ridu wants to be spamming out chariot archers, but you still got to be super careful because there are Hippocon here. And we'll see if this pressure can actually do anything for Skady or not, or if he even attempts to get a second town center behind this. Once he realizes he can't get any real damage done with these houses back here. Imagine if Shingles of Steel was grabbed. We are seeing the Wadjet getting rehealed. Skady's units checking out what's going on. We do have a restoration here. And where's the Catastropus? Must have died at some point. But you want to keep that Catastropus alive so you can distract a tower. I know that players at this level don't get fooled, but it will dodge a couple of arrows at the very least. And there's the Nephthys. Gets some Giraffe of set to eat the crocodiles. Very strong units as well. Migdol Stronghold coming up. There's still 1,000 gold left in this gold mine. And when you're playing this way, you want to throw down a market and trade until you're 115 supply before you move out. So you just trade wood for gold. And then there's no real way for the Zeus player to get the gold staff. There's the second town center coming down immediately as he sees the heroic age. Now we're making some Toxotes. I don't like Toxotes against the heroic age of Egyptian. And in actuality, if I were Skady here, I would have thrown down a second stable, grabbed medium cavalry, and just went pure Hippocon from here. Just ditching the hoplites and trying to go for that gold staff with those medium Hippocon, getting copper shields and maybe copper weapons as well with the restoration. Could be enough to defeat the ancestors plus the Egyptian army, or alternatively getting heroic age and getting a Dionysus at about 12 minutes or something for a big push could have been an option as well with heavy cavalry to boot. But not what Skady's going for. He's going for the 2-town center. And honestly, this 2-town center indicates to me that Skady's probably going to be aiming to get a decent mythic age timing here and not going for too much. We are going to be seeing Ridu being able to start hitting some raids here. You've got to be super careful with this though, because these Hippocon have high speed. The chariot archers seem like good raiding force. However, they get chased down quite easily. And we'll see if they can get anything done here. The Scorpion Man going to come in, and these villagers will get sniped here. Nice play by Ridu, gets 2 kills here, and the villagers going to be putting themselves back into that town center. And Skady going to have to come over and check this out. I love this positioning of the Hoplite and the Jason to check out these gold mines. But if we check out Ridu's gold situation, he's got 600 in the bank. Needs some more villagers on food if he wants to make camelry, but he will be totally fine. It wouldn't even be a bad idea to go for this this town center here. Sneak out, grab this town center. Going to be in a good position, but that may force Skady to come at him. And the Hippocon out of position, no medium upgrades do mean that Ridu's army is incredibly strong, because in effect, the Migdol units of Egyptians kind of are already medium units in a way, if that makes any sense. But Jason here getting destroyed by Ridu's army. That's huge. That's going to allow the ancestors to secure this location. The Scorpion Man hitting these units. There are 2 Scorpion Man here, only 1 Odysseus. We'll see if Ridu can target that one down. 18 range, 20 range. He's not going for it. He's just going to be retreating the Scorpion Man, pulling the Odysseus in here. There's the restoration. And then we do see the ancestors come down, and Skady going to be retreating now. But this is part of the problem. He's got all of these 4.0 speed units, and the ancestors going to be able to keep chasing this down with the help of the Scorpion Man, with the Chariot Archers. There's the Migdol Stronghold going up for that gold mine to be secured here, and Skady's village is going to have to retreat here as well. The food situation over here has been finished. He's moving over onto this location, though. Surprised to see that. Should have been coming to the hippopotamus there, and Skady, no idea where he's going right now. Does manage to get the villagers into the town center, and those ancestors ready to keep fighting here as the Scorpion Man coming in dealing max damage. Jason has come out now, but these units do so much damage because these minions tank so much. They've got 34% hack armor, 40% pierce armor, so they don't die fast at all. Meanwhile, the Chariot Archer is just doing maximum amount of DPS from the back here, and this is huge for Ridu. He can just leave now. He's done so much damage here. He can keep raiding Skady if he wants, sit onto this town center, no problems if he gets villager kills. And he's just in such a commanding position, getting his 2nd town center as well. And Skady is going to be hurting. He has to start farming. He's over here getting these boar, and I imagine Ridu is going to be hitting that one fairly soon. We do see more villagers getting picked off here, and the villagers moving over onto the granary for Skady, and that's that's just a lot of damage that he's sustained there simply because of his army decision being a little bit too overeager to go for this gold starve. Not enough units, too many weird units with the Toxotes, not enough Hippocons there to make that quite work. If he did go with the Hippocons there, he could have retreated completely fine without losing anything there, but did not go for that, and he's in a big amount of trouble here. I love this from Ridu as well, being careful about his wood line, making another lumber camp, but he should probably put another lumber camp over the other side to completely make those villages efficient. Now we see him able to move on to the hippopotamus, still not even farming. He had so many pigs because of that early game scout with the hyena and the boar. Villagers retreating back here into the town center. Going to be hitting some villagers over here on the back, spraying them down. Nice play. Heavy Chariots comes in for Ridu, and you have to see him moving back over here onto the boar as Skady is just struggling. But Skady does have late game to play for here, so Ridu does have to make something happen because Egyptian sort of falls off against the Zeus in the late game. If you can get there, obviously the hyper late game is a sort of a different story, but Mercenary being very strong, they can get dealt with if Zeus can get full iron plus some Colossus outset. Not really able to deal with those Colossus because he does not have access to Osiris, which is the big counter to the Greek late game. Now we see the 3rd town center coming up over here. Hoplite already here. Army movement already happening. We see the Hippocon on their way. There's no Pharaoh to empower this one, so the Hippocon will be able to get into this. But while this is going on, the Chariot Archer is coming in. Hippocon going to try and get us around here. Toxotes on the front, Hippocon on the back. This may be enough for Ridu here, but the Wadjet in the back here doing a lot of stuff. The Chariot Archers will get out of here, but taking a lot of damage so far. Nice play by Skady there, getting a lot of chip damage done, a lot of low HP chariots, but there is a priest here, and this town center will get up. So nice distraction there to get that 3rd town center up. We'll see if Skady can get his third up anytime soon, but he's going through Dionysus. And we'll see if he goes for Spirited Charge, Thracian Horses, Heavy Cavalry. Probably too many Toxotes to really make it worth it. But Dionysus making Hydra may be an option here to survive. The Hydra tank a lot, force out some priests and things like that. If we check out the population, 126 to 139, not a lot of resources in the bank for Redo. Now we see the siege towers coming in to this location, and Skady's actually garrisoning his Toxotes so they don't get sniped by the chariot archers here. And villagers can just pop out here, go after these siege towers. You have to micro these Toxotes quite nicely. We are seeing him do so. And this is probably going to be a bronze push from Skady. That's why he's gone Dionysus to hold on. He doesn't have access to the ceasefire. Hippocon going after these cavalry here. Villagers trying to take down the siege towers. And the Toxotes moving forward right now, picking off every single one of these chariot archers in the back. However, it's just these Toxotes need to be targeting. You need to micro them. You need to micro them good. We do have the Odysseus finally targeting down the Wadjet here, and Ridu's still fighting in this location. Population is still very, very strong for Ridu as Skady's army is starting to melt, not able to push this army of Ridu back, and he is just out for blood right now, going for this town center. Dionysus is just about to hit, but Skady's army too low to cast bronze onto this position here. Town center going down very, very fast here. He probably could cast bronze for a desperation attempt to hold on here. We see the cavalry over here distracting Toxotes. Really nice play from Ridu here, and that's going to get picked off though in the end. And the Hydra now coming in, but the town center falls. Absolutely huge, and Skady taps out. GG, Ridu putting on a clinic here. The Athena rush not working at all as Ridu's base was way too defensive there, and Skady had no idea what to do with his army, what to create either, and it just ended up not working at all for Skady, and Ridu takes game number 2. I think had Skady gone Hermes here, I think I said somewhere in that cast, if he takes Spirited Charge, you can't get Spirited Charge as Athena, but had Skady gone Hermes here, he could have had Ceasefire for Ancestors for one. He could have gone pure Cavalry, which is, in my opinion, is the strongest thing against Egyptian. You go pure Cavalry, get Heavy Cavalry, you try and hit the Heroic Age. If you're going for like this kind of gold pressure style, you try and hit the Heroic Age at a decent timing, getting Spirited Charge, getting Thracian Horses, getting Heavy Cavalry, and then the army just doesn't win. Like your army is just way too strong for the Egyptian army until Horus comes with Horus Spearmen. Once Horus Spearmen come out, then the cavalry do fall off. But by that stage, you can transition into Myrmidon, and you're completely fine there with Thracian horses, Thracian horse cavalry, and Myrmidon to take down the Egyptian army. It's really, really strong. And I'm surprised Skady went for Athena here. Obviously very confident, but it just did not work, and Ridu takes it. If you guys enjoy this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.